the sun met, with you and Richard now having got to the stage where you're ready to take on a very special part of history by just doing it again?
Look, we're very happy. I'm blown away the fact that he's 4-1. I never thought I'd ever see in South Africa this horse at 4-1. So obviously there's a lot of hype about Hawam, and that's what's given us the 4-1, that there's so much confidence with the 3-year-olds. But obviously it's a handicap, so you're giving weight away to everybody in the field. So quite frankly, no one can complain. Hawam's getting 4 kilos. He shouldn't, at weight for age terms, he shouldn't be getting 4 kilos. So there's no moaning afterwards. If you get beat, we've done it the hard way.
You actually made a statement that you will not see Do It Again in the Vodacom Durban July after the sun met, but the Vodacom Durban July would not be that race if it did not have Do It Again defending his title. And I think you are public bound, and Bernard Cantor, Nick Johnson, and of course the very, very special part of history that has sadly left us in the Mitchell family.
Look, very true. So when Wimbledon's on at the moment, I turn to the channel, and if Federer or Djokovic or Nadal not playing, sadly, or maybe Anderson, we can, of course, let's add the South African. Yes, let's add in Anderson. If they're not playing, I change channel to My Kitchen Rules. So, well, my wife does. So that's what it's about. It's not the same race without them. You've got this thing with Rainbow Bridge as well, and Do It Again. They seem they're always quite evenly matched. So it's going to be very interesting. As I said, best horses in the country are here on Saturday. It's just a very good way to showcase South African racing at the highest level.
Okay, I've got 2 very brief final questions for you. Looking at this exquisite array of colours, the Cantors, the Johnsons, of course, the Fosters, and Gaynor Rupert's colours, the Mitchells, Ken Truter. It must be such an honour to train these horses. But the reality is that walking through the barn this morning, I asked you, has Do It Again improved 6 kilos on last year's performance, given that he beat a horse called Made to Conquer by 1.5 lengths? That's what the paper tells us.
Without a doubt. The horse has improved 6 kilos. He's improved 7 kilos. It's as simple as that. You've got to look at my horses in general. We're very careful in the amount of times they've raced. You've got to get that feeling that there's major, major improvement to come all the time because of how little racing he's done. This is what it's about. Obviously, the horse is paramount, but besides that, this is what it's about. You're mentioning owners here. We only here because of these guys. Funny enough, if I had to knock Gold Circle on one thing, it's the effort that's gone into owners in these big races, like the July draws and stuff. And I just thought they're a little bit more, because these are the important people. At the end of the day, these are the guys that are paying the bills. So besides owners, breeders, horses, that's what it's all about. So much money is put into this game. They're here to enjoy it. They're here as a hobby. And just thank all the owners, especially in our yard, for the support into this race. We want to win this race, including my horses. We want to win it for them.
Okay, the final question is relating to the fairer sex. We've touched on Do It Again in spades. We've talked extensively about Double Mint and his beautiful weight compared to the Met. We've talked about Made to Conquer. What about the filly? I mean, she's not there just to make up the numbers. She's got talent.
Look, the fillies you can never count out because they're really quite well weighted, you know. So Miapi Gold, she'll run her race. She's not a horse that anyone's worried about. And quite frankly, if she runs into the first 3 for breeding purposes, we're over the moon. So we're just there humbly hoping for a first 3 position, and we'd be over the. As I said, it would be amazing. You've got Fresnay, Lady in Black. They've been knocking at big races their whole careers. No reason why they shouldn't have a chance at dip at the Vodacom Durban July. So never count out a filly. I've had phenomenal fillies running all the big races, and I've never gone into the race thinking, oh, I got a filly and we're not as superior. Nonsense. If anything, a lot less hassle with a filly into a big race. That colts hemoconcentrate, colts give you hassles. Ask my wife. So when it comes to a filly, much easier. And they're a lot more consistent into a big race. So they run their races.
Is that why that makes such good polo ponies?
Exactly. Everyone knows in polo they want fillies, not geldings, because geldings eventually figure out that when you run there, turn around, run back, and run there, and run back, and run, they figure out, wait, I'm going to go a little slower that way because I know I'm coming back. Fillies don't think like that. They're happy to go up and down the polo field as many times as you want. So all good, and as I said, never count out a filly in a big race.
And while we've got you here, there was a lot to like about Sunshine Silk's preparation on the reef before she came down here for what is probably her best trip.
Look, I think so. We just gave her a 1400 Pinnacle. There was basically nothing else anyway. Any horse with any kind of a merit rating now has got nowhere to go in Joburg. But I found my horses have needed a run in Durban. It's been, underwhelming to say the least, the performances so far. So we brought her down 8 days ago, and I think she'll be probably better acclimatized, for this race. But while obviously we're having a full go, we've got a horrible draw, and we need to show her the track. But her mission will be the Gold Cup, and I just hope she runs a big one on Saturday, just to show we're going the right way. I think she will. Work this morning was solid, and I'm very, very happy with her.
Anything else on July Day?
Yeah, Alibon.
Oh yeah. Then in a very strong race, you've got Alibon Dubai.
Yeah, and it's pretty much the same applies to him as Sunshine Silk. Most likely need the outing, show him the track, and his mission also will be the Gold Cup. These are stayers, so that's the race to go for. I think he's coming along the right way. He returned from, when I say injury, he had issues with his shoulder, a nerve in his shoulder. He's definitely on the right path now, and his work this morning was also very good. So, I guess the pair of them, you can't ignore their chances. I do think, though, come Gold Cup Day, they'll be a couple of lengths better still.